You ever notice how women get blamed for everything that men do? Right? Like, a man will cheat on his wife, and instead of holding him accountable for his actions, they'll be like, well, why was his wife not doing her wifely duties that he felt like he needed to step out? Or like a woman will get assaulted, and they'll be like, what was she wearing? How much did she have to drink? Why was she there?
Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Benita. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, all the love in the world. So today we're going to discuss women being blamed for the actions of men, which we see every day in our society today. When a man cheats, it's the fault of the woman. When a man behaves like a rabid dog, it's the fault of the woman. When something bad goes wrong in a marriage or in a relationship, people tend to blame the woman first and ask unnecessary questions. Oh, what did you do to him? Why did you behave this way? This happened because of you. If a man cheats, instead of people to ask the woman or ask the man rather, why did you cheat on your partner? The question will be directed at the woman, and it would be, what did you do to make your man cheat? If you're with a narcissist, people tend to blame the woman. If you're a victim of DV, people tend to blame the victim, so we're just going to listen and watch some of these videos, and then we'll be right back.
You ever notice how women get blamed for everything that men do? Right? Like, a man will cheat on his wife, and instead of holding him accountable for his actions, they'll be like, well, why was his wife not doing her wifely duties that he felt like he needed to step out? Or like a woman will get assaulted, and they'll be like, what was she wearing? How much did she have to drink? Why was she there? Or like some psycho will commit a mass shooting against everybody, and in his manifesto he'll be like, girls were mean to me and they wouldn't talk to me. And then they'll be like, well, if women had just shown him some attention, then he wouldn't have been so angry. Or they'll blame the mother. That one's rich. Did you know that most violent offenders are raised by single mothers? Like, just completely gloss over the fact that the father wasn't even around, that he actually made the choice to leave and not raise his own child, but we blame the parent that stayed. It's just amazing to me. Like, name a thing a man does and I guarantee you women get blamed for it somehow. Cue the triggered men in my comments, by the way.
So I teach courses on anger and violence, and people ask me all the time, why don't victims of domestic violence leave their spouses? So I have two things to say about this. First, I understand that we need to know the answer to this question. It's important for policy, it's important for therapy, it's important for us to know so we can help intervene and get people out of abusive relationships. But I still want to acknowledge for everyone that that question is inherently victim blaming. It's not a victim's responsibility to stop getting beaten up. And we're so quick to ask that question, which has a super complicated answer, by the way. We're taking the focus off the real offender.
Are you in a relationship where your partner always blames you for everything? Like they never take responsibility for their own actions and they always make you feel like you're the problem? Let me tell you something. That's not your fault. That is gaslighting and that is blame shifting, and it's a form of emotional abuse. Abusers use these tactics to manipulate and control their victims. Gaslighting is when the abuser makes you doubt your own memory, reality, or sanity, and they tell you that you're being too sensitive, you're overreacting, and that makes you question your own judgment. But that's how they gain power over you. Blame shifting is when the abuser shifts the responsibility for their behavior onto you. And they might say things like, you made me do this, or it's your fault that I'm like this. By doing this, they avoid taking accountability for their own actions. They make you feel guilty and responsible for their behavior. So if you're in a relationship with someone who always blames you for everything, know that it's not your fault and that it's a tactic that abusers use to control and manipulate their victims. Don't let them make you doubt yourself or question your own reality.
All your fault again, huh? Crazy how many times we can allow love to dictate and control how we allow someone to treat us. The expectations we have out of a relationship are usually twofold, right? On the one hand, you want love that reciprocates, compromises, and sacrifices for each other. But on the other, when you run into conflict in that relationship where both of you can work through the issues, you definitely won't agree on most issues, but your hope is you come to some sort of common ground. Like normal functioning adults would. You move on and you learn from the experience. But see, See, sometimes you get into a relationship with someone toxic, manipulative, or a narcissistic man or woman who wants to control shit. And you see it ain't enough to compromise. Nah, they're in some type of competition where they always have to be right. You always have to be wrong, and they have to feel like they won. Insecurity? See, people who can't or don't want to see another point of view harbor a ton of insecurity that they refuse to address. So instead, they just project it onto you, which makes them feel better about themselves, but wind up destroying the relationship in the process.
So I always speak about self-awareness, and self-awareness is a very important topic. Maybe one of these days I would talk about self-awareness, and I feel like men are more self-aware than women. Not some men actually are more self-aware than some women, and I feel like that's the problem. That's the issue because these men are quick to manipulate. Like they know how to manipulate their way out of any situation. They know how to try to blame the women. And I feel like the more self-aware women are, the better for us and our relationships. So that when you come across these kind of men or these kind of people that want to put you in that position where you see yourself as the problem, as the issue and all of that, you would understand what exactly is going on. So the solution to all this is for women to be more self-aware, see manipulation when it comes, tackle it, and don't subject yourself to a narcissist, because a narcissist will make you feel like you have mental issues. And I'm being very serious. If you just let yourself go, just love this person, make excuses for this person, and this person continues to manipulate you and gaslight you into believing that you are the problem, you are always the problem, then you're not going to enjoy that relationship. Even DV, like one of the speakers said, most times you see people blaming these victims, not knowing that it's really not their fault. It's really not their fault. And the fact that they're not aware of their situation, or they feel like they can't do anything about their situation, is part of what is causing them to stay. So I feel like women need to be more self-aware. We need to understand our situation every single time, and just be alert to know when these things are happening, so that we don't find ourselves in the situation where men have to use us, men have to take advantage of us mentally and all of those things. Guys, what do you think about this topic? What do you think about women being blamed or manipulated in situations like this? Even when a partner is cheating, you see that sometimes the woman will blame herself. Oh, maybe I'm not enough, or maybe I'm not beautiful enough, I'm not doing the house chores, I'm not this, I'm not that. Meanwhile, it is not her fault. It is not her fault. I want you to see that the problem is this other person and not you, especially when you know deep down truly that you're not the problem. But I need you to be self-aware first. Guys, what do you think about this topic? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Have you experienced this before? Do you know someone that has experienced this before? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.